raid was to run on the unforgiving Loser-Gramfu route in leg 4. It was to be a run that would put the wary to a test that not all would pass. But the weather gods had other plans. Our day began ahead of the rally as usual, and we followed the rally marshals in the wee hours of the morning to brave most of the Kunzum Pass in the darkness. But the pass had other plans, and everything was covered in a sheet of white. Till Kunzum Devi saw fit, none would pass, and so the raid to Himalaya, marshals, medical staff, service and press crews all were stuck on both sides of the pass till the marshals gave orders to move on.
तो बात तो गाड़ी ऐसे गई ना कि बिल्कुल एज के इतना पास से निकल रहे थे और सीधा एज नीचे है और रात का टाइम वैसे भी तो दिख नहीं रहा इतना, ठीक है। तो फिर मैंने बोला यार कि आई एम अनकम्फर्टेबल, ठीक है। एंड जिस तरह हो रहा था हमें इतनी प्रॉब्लम हो रही है तो रैली कहाँ से आएगी ऐसे भैया, रैली तो पीछे रुकेगी। Then we said we'll wait. फिर उजाला हुआ, स्नोफॉल में थोड़ा फर्क पड़ा। जब वो कम हुई ना, जब आई वाज द फर्स्ट गाय से चलो ठीक है मैं निकलता हूँ। मैं आया नीचे पहाड़ से। फिर मेरे को देख के और लोगों ने भी धीरे धीरे करके जब मैं वापस आया दाचा में और बाद में भी लोगों ने बोला सर अगर आप नहीं बोलते ना तो पता नहीं कोई मर जाता आज, ठीक है। आप रुक गए, आपको सुनते सब रुक गए। ये एक्चुअल फैक्ट है।
Nothing great happened at Kunzum. The snow was coming down when we started climbing from Losar, and Hari and me had already known that there would be a problem on top, especially on the descent. But also from a previous experience in 2004 and 2007 when the raid was trapped in snow, everybody carries snow chains. So it was not the competitor but the marshals, a couple of them who were ill-equipped and not carrying the snow chains, which got into trouble. And once they were stuck in the road, the rally just had to wait till those cars were cleared out.
I'm standing just below the top of Kunzum Pass at a height of around 13,500 feet above mean sea level. And as you can see, we've been hit by the winter's first snow. The convoy of raid rally cars is just passing us by, and leg 4 has been delayed till they get to Batal and get further information about what is to be done in the journey forward. We are waiting for the traffic to clear, and only then can we descend down till Batal. Let's just hope Kunzum Mata blesses our journey and we get there in one piece. Manjeev and Trigun went down to get the rally cars up, and the raid made its slow but steady descent into Batal.
Karan, what's happening?
Well, raid at its best. We stuck here. What raid is known for?
A core team, the likes of Hari, Trigun, Indeep, Rana Sidhu, Vijay was of course the first one over the pass, so he's giving a constant feedback. So all of that put together, helped me decide to bring the rally up to Kunzum. When we reached Kunzum again, 12 o'clock became the cutout, and the issue now was we had downhills on both sides. So if downhill to Batal is going to be treacherous, so is the one going back. But anyways, we are there and say we'll hold the rally and try and push it further. So by about 10:30, quarter to 11, finally, the traffic starts to move. So in the end, even in a day like that where we could not compete, there was a sense of satisfaction. You had, conquered adversity and made sure that the event carries on to the schedule it has.
See, the plans are definitely gone in for the toss. The stages ahead after this are not gypsy stages at all. They're huge climbs, smooth tarmacs. The Vitaras are going to kill it. The bigger engines are going to kill it over there. So I guess we'll just have to wait and watch.
After the day's adventures of the third kind, the raid finally made it to freezing Camp Sarchu.
Sarchu, the main issue was logistics, administration and service teams, fuel, keeping yourself warm. These things took more, they were of heavier weightage than rallying, Survival, main issue at Sarchu, rallying, okay, no problem. Anybody can rally in the morning, if you're good to go. But no rest at night, cold feet, everything cold, service teams just basically trying to survive. So Sarchu was pretty tough that way.
Leg 5 was another day. It would come with its own set of challenges. For the moment, there was rest. Leg 5 was a mammoth day, 105 kilometers of competitive, which would entail braving the Gata loops and the Nakila Pass, and then on to the fast and beautiful but wily technical stages from Debring to Darth and back. But once again, the raid had other plans, and this happened. Veteran rally driver and 9-time Raid the Himalaya champion Suresh Rana hit a triple caution corner really hard and could not turn in time, and lost control of his car, falling straight into a khud.
ये ऐसा नहीं है कि हम कोई प्रेशर में चला रहे थे, बिल्कुल ईज ऑफ होकर चला रहे थे। तो बस वो फर्स्ट कॉर्नर, एक तो मैं विजिबिलिटी मान रहा हूँ इसकी सारी की, मतलब वो कॉर्नर नज़र नहीं आया, इतनी फास्ट थे, हम 140 के आसपास वहाँ पर टच कर रहे थे। तो मतलब कॉल भी थोड़ी लेट आई और कोई टाइम ही नहीं था उस नेक्स्ट कॉल को मतलब करने के लिए। तो
Abhishek Mishra, running second, fell prey to the same corner, and he too totaled his car, ending his brilliant run. The top 2 Grand Vitaras had been claimed by the raid.
We saw the marshals running around here. There was some commotion happening, and when we approached that place, and suddenly we saw these 2 Vitaras lying on the roof, and that was pretty scary to see that, you know. And of course, thankfully the drivers and the navigators are safe enough. Yeah, you know, it just gets that, you know, that fear gets into you and it forces you to lift off, and the reality kicks in, you know. And yeah, so it took a few minutes after that to get back to shape and say, yeah, let's push it now. It's okay. Yeah, so yeah, but you know, that's the reality of the sport, and that's how it is.
The entire leaderboard changed on the 5th. One felt good for the gypsies and the gypsy drivers who were good, were driving well, but were being outpaced by better machinery, you know. So, and then we found in the next minutes, within my visual, in fact, I see Vitara come and park up, and then the navigator pushing it and, you know, running in, hopping in, and then just rolling forward and then stopping. So we immediately said gear phas gaya, you know. That's what we realized. That's what's happening. Sure enough, turned out to be Baba stuck in 5th gear. You know, so all 3 Vitaras out in one day. So day 5 changed the whole dynamic.
After the morning's pleasantries, the raid moved on. But once they hit the flat stretches of Debring, it was all left behind. The rally cars flew through the stages, and the scramble began for the top spot. Captain AVS Gill, who was running third, lost his way owing to trouble with the navigation equipment due to freezing temperatures.
We lost our way. Our navigation system, they crashed, and we lost 4 minutes on the day 5th.
Colonel Shakti Bajaj, who was running fourth and was expected to take the lead, could do little to hold on to it as the formidable team of Amartej Bhuwal and Nakul Mehndiratta, driving for Team Thunderbolt, shone in the stages and were first to exit at Sarchu camp. Captain Gill came in after that, and Karan Jung with co-driver Gunpreet Sohani were running third.
Here navigation hazard is too much. People lost 6-7 minutes in the stages because the tracks were suddenly, you know, turning into a kacha, then entering a riverbed, then climbing up the mountain. So it's a very composite, very difficult stage for the navigator. People lost a lot of time when we did lose a fair amount of time in those 2 stages.
The last stretch of the 16th Raid to Himalaya, the final run before the warmth and comfort of civilization that most people so lovingly embrace. But before that were 3 grueling stages, 2 of which would be run on a brand new route, without an extensive recce. The first stage ran from Camp Sarchu to end at Patsio. It was fast and technical, but the real test was the next 2 stages. We were waiting at Darcha where the stage ended. TVS Racing's RTR 450, piloted by Natraj R, was the first vehicle out of the stages. The Bangalore rider had taken the raid head-on and had come out strong. Team Thunderbolt colours stood proud on the Maruti Gypsy that was the first car out of the stages. In the hands of Amartej Bhuwal and co-driver Nakul Mehndiratta, that battered machine had finished the raid after 4 long years. And it had done it in style.
Start of day 6, the Polaris was running a minute behind us. Gill was running 2.5 minutes behind us. There were 3 stages for the day. Well, the 17-kilometer stage started, and it was the most exciting stage ever for me, at least as a navigator, because that's when I saw Robbie at his 100% best. He did not leave the car even for a second on its own. He was on top of his game.
And by the end of that stage, in a 17-kilometer stage, he had covered 20 seconds on the guy behind him and about a minute and a half on the guy two positions before us. And that's where we knew that we were back in the game. Still, the Polaris was still about 2.5 minutes ahead of us. And the last stage, you know, we are starting up at the lineup, and I'm just telling him, I said, Robbie, just don't think about anything else but lifting that first overall prize at the prize distribution. I don't know how it's going to happen, but I feel that this is it. It's going to happen this year. And surely enough, God was on our side, and the Polaris was standing 3 kilometers into the stage. It was a very funny feeling. At one point, I felt, as a human being and a friend of Raj, I felt bad for him. But at the same time, I was really happy for ourselves. And it was amazing. It was the best experience of our lives, I guess.
Captain AVS Gill came in second, followed by another gypsy in Thunderbolt colours in the hands of Karan Jung. For us at times now, the Raid to Himalaya is an annual test of production skill in the face of adversity. And after all these years, it has now become nothing less than a pilgrimage. We're all Raid fanboys here, and so as we leave you with some major Raid loving, the old adage comes to mind: what doesn't kill you only makes you stronger.
The Raid for me is an annual pilgrimage, right? For me, it's like paying homage, right? I come here year on year, right? Because it's something I love.
Yeah, it's something I can't explain. It's from within, you know. So, like me, as long as I have my hands and my feet, I don't think I'll ever miss it. So, this is something that it's an addiction.
It's just something that cannot be explained. It's you have to be a competitor to understand it. You know, I mean, we all joke around, we sit around, and then after the raid, we're like, I'm not coming back. You know, whatever. And like 3 months later, it's like, okay, so what bike are you using this year? So it's an addiction. You know, it's you come here, it cannot be put in words. It's something that you have to do every year.
Well, it's a part of my life. I mean, like it's in my system now. I mean, if a raid doesn't happen, I'll probably feel sick, you know, maybe, yeah.
It's the mecca of Indian rallying or Indian motorsport as far as I'm concerned, right? I have been to many rallies. Nothing even comes close to the raid. Nothing. When it comes to sheer bravado, and if I can use the word, thing beats the raid.